and it's going tick, 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 tick there. Done. Redirecting to the live streaming page, and I believe we are live now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the bonus show we are having privately here. Of course, we were doing it with the channel before, but now we are doing it as our usual live, but I will call it our bonus show. This is Sil and Bina here again after very long. We were
Yeah.
missing the
Yeah.
lives,
Yeah.
and some of our friends were also missing that, and that
Right.
was the motivation behind that to start it again.
Right.
Um, but it
It.
is it is always energizing and it is always fun to have that because I always get
Yeah.
so much value
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is so brilliant. Welcome to the show, Sil, and
Oh,
welcome
thank you,
back.
Bina. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Technically, not technically, this is the Morning Show. I should have said, I should have put it in the title. I forgot about that. It's the Morning Show number 26, to be exact.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so today we have something very interesting. Okay, I always say interesting because it interests me, but today it is but a bit unusual and it
Yeah.
is new and refreshing from our side. uh, as you guys already aware that we have very serious, very earnest conversations, and of course discussion and sharing from Sil. This is
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
usual
Yeah.
pattern that okay, we bring up a lot of topics which are so which demands a lot of discernment and earnestness, and which of course very interesting for me, and I hope for others also, and they do share um, their views about that, that you enjoy that. But life is more fun when you have some sweetness added to that, when you have some aroma added to that, when you have
Mm.
some colors added to that, and this is what actually we are doing now, because we are going to
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah. Yeah.
Sills making songs and Sills poetry, and of course our poetry.
Oh, wait. Bina also, not just so.
Yes,
Sorry, sorry,
yes,
sorry.
and yes, a bit from my side also.
One moment, big pause. Hello, dear Janet. So brilliant. Janet
Hello,
says,
Janet.
hello, dear Bina and so. Yes,
Oh,
wonderful, wonderful. Yeah,
miss you, Janet. Thank you so much
yes.
for
And,
being
and,
here.
and I love how Janet says Bina and so. Because
Oh,
on the morning show we added Sil and Bina just because of the way the to the way the syllables rhyme, or do not rhyme, but the cadence of it, right?
oh
Bina
wow.
and
Okay,
Sil,
I
Sil
never
and
paid
Bina.
attention to this thing because
Yeah,
it is something like no, it doesn't make any difference to us.
yeah,
For me,
yeah, yeah.
it is always good. And yes, I do respect that he is ahead of me in
No,
moreness,
no,
in
no, no,
awareness, in
no,
so
no,
much of
no,
it. So
no, no, no,
it's
no,
all appropriate for me.
no, no.
It
We don't
does
even
make
think
sense
that
to me.
way. I don't even think that
No,
way.
but I'm
There's no
saying that,
ahead or
okay, it
behind.
does
Yeah,
make sense to me. Anyway,
yeah,
coming back to
yeah,
this, that we are going to share some more colors and
yeah, yeah,
sweetness
yeah,
and
yeah,
some fragrance and some aroma of life
yeah,
by
yeah.
adding poetry and music. This is
Yes,
something Sil has been doing that
yes,
really, really
yes,
amazingly hard
yes,
work. He has put in into all of
yes.
this,
Thank you.
really put his heart and soul into making all these
Yeah, yeah,
videos and
yeah, yeah,
music and
yeah, yeah,
song. I was
yeah,
getting
yeah.
tired of his unlimited, like really tiring, continuous work, but he never feels that, and he was just having energy and
Yeah,
keep doing
yeah. Soul's
until
madness, in
he
other
get
words. Yeah, yeah,
exactly what he wants. And of course it is not
yeah.
100%, but thanks to,
Mm.
yeah, I know that okay, we have some reservations about AI, but thanks to AI, we
Yeah,
have these resources available to us where we can actually do like some people have their dreams to create music and do other stuff, which was not possible always, but thanks to AI it is possible
yeah,
now. So this is the positive side of AI, this is the fun side of AI. And now today we have something, and it is not just about sharing songs or poems. Sil is going to share the understanding, the awareness, and the moreness of making songs, and of
yeah,
course about
yeah.
poetry. And this is
Yes.
something, it's a very um, very rare knowledge you can get from here, because
Yeah,
he has
yeah,
been doing
yeah,
that, and not everybody shares that openly, and not everybody is going to discuss that. Yes, of course, you can learn from
yeah.
other sources, but the discernment, the earnestness, and the details you will have today, I can say that positively, it's rare. If it is not
Yes, yes,
completely non-existing, but at least
yeah,
rare. So this is
yeah.
something today still. Uh, I'm waiting for that now. So please
Brilliant,
start
brilliant,
sharing.
brilliant. Yes, yes. So Janet says, sending you all my love. Oh, thank you. Yes, we send you
Thank you,
much love,
Janet. Thank
Janet.
you.
We send you much love. I'm doing the sharing, and because we haven't done this for a while, I'm a bit rusty because it's quite technical, and lots of things to do, and I forgot.
It's
And
okay.
so instead of sharing to the group, I shared it to my timeline, which is where it was already in the first place.
Okay. 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 No
So a
problem.
little bit redundant there to share it to
So no
both.
problem. No problem.
Yeah. So
Just
just
share
a
that.
little slower.
Just
Yeah.
in the meantime, I will share that. For me personally,
Ah, I
when
did
you
it
have
again.
when we have poetry, of course, words are so powerful and magical and wonderful, and we share that. But in poetry, when we read that, we have this liberty. We actually share and that freely, that without added any added expression to it. You just share your thoughts, your feelings via words, which doesn't specifically share your emotions into that. But when you make it into turn into music, into songs, and then you share it with your specific emotions and feelings also, which gives you a bit more freedom, but also it gives a specific sharing, as compared to poetry, which is like reading poetry, it is or written, it is more neutral. For me, this is how it is, that when we read poetry, we have the liberty to take it, perceive it as we want to. I can perceive a beautiful romantic poetry into a very earnest way. But when we share it via music, that the writer or the creator share their specific mood, nuance, emotions, feelings to that. And this is where you get a chance to see what they wanted to share in that specific way. And this is quite brilliant and interesting for me.
Very
Yes.
important. Very important. Yes, very important. Very important. All right. I'm nearly there. I'm nearly there. I'm nearly there. Oh, come
So
on.
today we are going to have this colorful sharing. I'm saying it colorful because music is colorful as compared
Yes,
to
yes, yes.
written words in black and white.
Yeah,
Music is way more colorful.
yeah.
You will feel that nuances, you will feel that emotions and feelings, and of course
Right.
the specific intent behind that also.
Yes,
You will get a
yes,
chance to hear it and perceive it more as compared to in just text. So this is something very
yes,
very interesting
yes,
and
yes.
playful.
Very powerful. Very, very powerful. All right, good. So I was looking to get it to share because it posts automatically to my timeline directly from Restream, which is the
Mhm.
streaming software that we use to go live because we live here and on YouTube and on Instagram, which reminds me I need to get Instagram started. I have to press go live. So Bina, you have to just do a little reintroduction, I guess, to
Okay.
say that we are live. But
Okay.
one moment first, before you do that,
Okay.
uh, I want to just I promised Norma that I would send her the invite link, and no, I don't need that. Oh, title, not the long title. I need the link for Norma. Ah, just
I hope that all of our friends will excuse us for this, because we were not doing that. and what we were doing
Yes.
behind the camera, behind
So
these
much,
lives.
so much, so
Yes, we were
much.
doing a
Yeah,
lot. We
yeah,
were,
yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
was all
yeah,
about application, and
yeah,
not in isolation that we need to not do the videos to do application. No, we are doing the
yeah,
application right now also,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but we were doing it very, very thoroughly, very specifically, and
Brilliant.
it was kind of a resting time for us also,
Yes, yes,
to
yes, yes.
just keep sharing and refine it. This is what we were doing. Anyway, welcome to the live, and welcome to the Mornings Show with Sil and Beena. This is the 26th show we are having. uh, Excuses for the break, a very long break we had, but we were missing
Yeah,
you guys.
yeah, yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
so energizing, so joyful, and playful for us, because we get so much value out of it, and so do
Yes,
you, because
yes, yes,
our
yes.
friends were sharing that how they were missing these lives. So welcome to the
Yeah,
Morning Show,
yeah,
Sil.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. All right. I want to I want to just give a little introduction. So we're going to be talking about a specific song. The song is called Waiting for Change. But actually the song started as a poem. And if you look at the background behind me, this was, I forget where this came from. I don't know, like a poetry group or something like that. At the time, we were very involved in poetry and writing poems, making poems, right? And creativity, etc. And they posted this picture and said, write a poem about it. It's very common, a prompt picture. And this brought up the idea of of waiting for change. Right now, in as we're going to see, the song is writing about it in both literally and figuratively. Right, this is very important, and I want to really emphasize this because so often we have songs that write about waiting for winter, waiting for spring. And this is what they write about. This person's feeling, they're grumbly, they're unhappy, and they want spring to come. And that's what the song is all about. But we can also add a different layer, right? We can be waiting for string in a metaphoric way, in a figurative way, right? Internally.
Hmm.
And now this is when we start to get to poetry. Right? Yes, you can write about waiting for spring and I don't like it's winter, the ordinariness of it. You can write about that in a nice way that sounds pleasant, and that's also poetry. But to me, when you're really getting poetic, you get to that moreness, you start to add that extra element. Oh, this is a lot more than just about changing of seasons, right? This is more than about just waiting for season change. This is about your life season change. And what's involved with that? The seasons come of their own accord, but do our internal life seasons come about of their own accord? Maybe, maybe not. Hmm? Very different, very, very different perspective. And
Hmm.
now we've got a different story on our hands. And what I want to do is, before we go into dissecting the thing, I want to play the poem as a song, because I could read the original poem, but it changed when I set it to music. Because the original poem didn't have a chorus, and wow, when you start singing it, you kind of need a chorus, right? And the chorus is very important. Now, when you're writing poetry, I have some in the poems, and Bina has it too. Like a lovable, not likable. It's a refrain or repeated line that comes, but that's different to a chorus, right? A refrain who's reading and singing, different. They have different mechanisms involved. So a chorus, well, I'll get to it when we go through the poem. First of all, now, Bina, maybe we should have thought about this ahead of time, but all right, we'll do on the fly and we'll improvise. Do we want to listen or do we want to watch?
Both.
Which first?
Listen.
Brilliant. That was exactly my thought too. See, I love it when great minds think alike. Of course, of course. Fools seldom differ. So we have to be careful about agreements, right? Because, yeah, anyway, that's actually a very important thing. I joke, but I find that very instructive for me personally. I really
Oh
pay
yes.
attention to that.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Uh,
Always.
because you can fall into that trap. You can
Oh yes.
absolutely fall into that trap. where you're thinking, oh, it's like, no, you're just being a knucklehead. So, all right, so I'm not sure. I think I have to do screen share first, and then it'll play. Yeah, but I guess I need to put off my other music.
When you don't want to do the screen sharing, like video play, so then
Yeah,
why to do that?
I'm hearing something on my thing here. Some window is playing something, and that will not do. Because it's soft for me, but once we start going, then that's going to be noisy. I've got YouTube windows open, stuff that I was in the process of watching, and didn't get to finish. Is this it, Diana? Yeah, yeah. Okay. No. Ah, come on now, really. This. I don't know why only on some windows does it do this. You can't like have it pause and it just takes itself off pause of its own accord. Like, come
Oh,
on, YouTube, man, don't be doing this to me now. Just like, you're causing a problem. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Oh, that's not it either. So, dang, man.
mm.
Oh, I'm hearing myself somehow. I've got to mute the Facebook Live. That's what it is. That's what it is. I was hearing it. It's a little bit of a delay, Bina. So you've got to
Mhm.
do the same if you have that up still,
No,
right? Oh, well,
I
I
don't
do,
have that.
I do, I do, and that's what I was hearing. There we go. There we go. All right, brilliant, brilliant. See all the little technical things. It's quite astonishing. We see people do lives, and we don't realize there's a lot behind it, especially if you're doing multiple streaming like we are. And this is simple things we take it for granted. We don't necessarily appreciate. All right, so I want to do a share, and here we go, and share the sound, optimize. And there we go, and we're sharing. Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so I'm gonna play the song first, the MP3 file, right? Here we go. Here we go. All right, you ready, Bina?
Yes.
You ready, Janet? Let me just see where Norma is. Uh, okay, okay. About to start, Norma. About to start. Well, I hope you're there. I hope you're there. Yeah, I always like that Norma comes, right? Always good. Always good. Okay. 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 So let's turn that off again. Back to the comments. Here we go. Here we go. You ready, Bina?
Yes.
All right. Here we go.
Spring, spring, wedding nearly come, almost really. Am I, will I, should I? Why this constant inner aching? What stirs my inner making? Thought thing, mutter, fumble, rumble, foolish grumble. Mama, be so bold, cold, you have no hope. Cold bowl, break the mold. Go, horrid winter, chance to seek our hidden hinter. How you say, best left unseen. Oh yeah, It's maybe never been like the season serves its part, embedded deep in loving heart. The chance to see God hidden into how you say a path of purpose I now must shine. Warm, cozy comfort, heat, my world, my focus, oh my treat. Where's my mind, where's my soul, what I'm missing to heal me whole? Must I shall erase all chill from gloom's locale. More, be so bold. Cold, you have no hold. Whoa, break the mold. I will, I must, I shall erase all chill from gloom's locale. More, be so bold. Cold, you have no hold. Break the mold. Wishing steals my now. Wanting, waiting, absent, how? Why? I wanna know. Must I endure my sorrow snow? Why? Do I protect as fear, a constant almost coming near? Ask and I will, I must, I shall banish all misery from heart's corral. More, be so bold. Cold, you have no hold. Break the mold. Insisting, I insist on wanting what's not to come. Feeling lost with what I feel, desires dumbing what's already numb. Yet here I am, spinning life's wicked wheel, round and round the glorious more, falling, failing, hope's revolving door. I shall rid all dread from fate's fatale. More, be so bold. Cold, you have no hold. Break the mold. But it's here, it's in this very front. I find and know my longer hunt. Wanting, waiting, soothing, not, no, evades my what? A shifting grasp of promise yonder. On this I have to ponder. Why refuse to yield? Never finding to be healed. Object, reject, fearful, awful truth. Inward lurks an inner sleuth. Relentless, thwarted, wasted youth. Avoidance cultured, most uncool. I will, I must, I shall remove all blight from soul's morale. More, be so bold. Cold, you have no hold. Break the mold. I am, I want, and I desire. Supple, soothing, inner fire. Enough to burn me hot. If I but only can lie to me, what's not my not. To me, what's not mine now. Stretching, I will, I must, I shall. I can, I will, I must, I shall. More, be so bold. Cold, you have no hold. More, break the mold. I shall make my greater me, my mornings rational. I shall make my greater me, my mornings rational. My
I'm not hearing you.
Oh, yeah, I put my mic up
Yes,
to
yes,
mute it. Yeah.
yes,
So
yes,
your
yes, yes.
thoughts, Bina, your
Yes,
thoughts,
okay.
and
First thing, the energy, the vibe is so um, joyful. First thing,
oh, good,
okay.
good, good, good,
Yes,
good, 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 good.
it exactly feels like your friend is just calling you. Let's just come and let's just run on beach and just go there and climb on tree, like whatever. So it
Wow,
is just all fun.
wow.
That's a calling. It has that vibe, which is of course
Yeah,
always fun,
yeah, yeah.
always happiness and joy. It's a call from a friend. This is something I feel.
Okay. Bina, sorry to interrupt you
Yes.
there. 1 second. Just hold on a second. I had to switch you to the speaker. And now you're very soft over there for some weird reason. So carry on, please.
Okay, so I was just saying that, okay, I feel that this song is just a call from a friend to just go and let's just run there and do whatever you were doing in the childhood as a fun thing, as playful and joyful. Uh, Happiness, that's the thing. I really enjoyed that, and it has a power also. It is not just the joy and fun, but it has a power. The power which exudes that, okay, we can change things, we can do things when we really want it, and that empowerment and that power, it reflects from that, it projects from the whole mood of the song. So this is the second thing. First, I feel that, okay, it's a call from a friend, and then of course that it's calling to you get into that joy and happiness and fun. And the second thing is it gives you that empowerment, the sense of empowerment and the sense of power you have. It's like an innate power. It's very subtle. It's like duh, that you have that. You can do this because it is addressing that, okay, no horrid winter and spring and all these things, but it shows your empowerment. It shows your power to make things happen. Like it is my choice to make things happen. It is my choice to feel spring even if it is winter. So
Brilliant.
this power is very amazing in this song.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, Janet likes it. Janet likes it. Oh, I love it. Now, this is something really, really interesting. Yes, and we're
Hmm.
going to now get into the songwriting or the poetry writing aspect or perspective on it,
Hmm.
which is first of all way of impeccability. First of
Hmm.
all, this is what it's all about. At least for us, this is the core focus of everything. The group is set up to share and
Yes.
expound and get it, but also just in being an I's personal focus. This is something that we do every day. We focus on. This is, it's a core understanding. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to believe anything or not. It's just a way of being that enhances life. And central, the first part of way of impeccability is clarity of intent. It's not just there for fun and games. It's just okay. It's just like where we started. It's just random. No, it actually matters. It actually matters. And when you are going to write a poem or a song or do anything, you need to be clear with your intent because the intent is going to affect the outcome. All right. Now we look at both Bina and Janet's takeaways here, right? This is the immediate reaction. Janet says,
Hmm.
fantastic, uplifting. Bina says the
Yes.
same thing. Yes.
Yes.
Now, when we actually going to go through the lyrics, the poem itself, we're going to say, whoa, whoa, wait a minute. This is a very interesting takeaway because this was my intent. My intent was to write an uplifting poem and to make
Yes.
it, especially in the song, to make it uplifting. But the topic matter is, for the most part, not uplifting. It's actually quite downing, right?
Interesting. Interesting.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, exactly. So what you hear and your takeaway is different from what is being said, at least in the beginning. Yeah,
Hmm.
well, for the most part in the poem, the end comes to be uplifting. Yes, right. So again, spring, spring, waiting, nearly, come, come, almost, really. Yeah. Am I?
Yes.
Well, I should I. When we look at this, first of all, immediately we've got this weather, right? Yes, right. This part,
Yes.
yeah. You can see the screen. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I hope Norma's here. I hope Norma's here. I just want to check. Yeah. 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 Uh, let me just check. Let me just check. I hope so. I hope so. It's like Norma to be here. Yeah. Very important. Very important. Norma, very special. All right. Now, so when we start now, okay, the first implication, or at least indication, communication is spring, waiting, right? And again, we also have to understand when we're reading poetry and listening to lyrics, we have to really listen to the layers, right? And
Mm.
especially when it's got punctuation like this, right?
Mm.
Spring, waiting. Who's waiting, me or spring? Both, right?
Yes.
We
Yes.
when it comes to poetry, we cannot assume just one. We have to assume the multi meanings. Now, not always do poets deliberately do that. Sometimes it just happens inadvertently. Some, they do it very deliberately. Me, I love multiple layers, and I put in as many as I can because I just love them. They're just fantastic. So this absolutely is meant to be both, right? The weather is waiting, just from, if we take the cue from the background, right? And this idea that it's there, it's waiting. And winter's kind of, sometimes when you get into the depths of winter, it's been going for a while. Maybe not this time of year now. It's still, this is the beginning of winter. Maybe you're getting into February, and it's kind of got a ways to go a little bit still. And you're like, oh man, come on now, really, right? It's nearly there. I mean, technically it's only like maybe a couple of weeks away. It could be 1 week, but it could be a month, right? So
Mm.
it's nearly, but it's also waiting. Come, it's now. It's the come. Now we're getting into the psychology of the poet, yes, or the poem voice, which is not necessarily the poet itself psychology, because actually I I love winter. It's my favorite season. I try not to have favorites in things, but I absolutely love winter. It's brilliant. So this is a poem too. Again, we don't always have to write what we ourselves feel. Now, just a little digression. I'm going to come back to this first paragraph. Bina, isn't all the
Mhm.
advice write what you know, write what you feel?
Say it again, sir.
When it comes to creativity, Janet
Yes.
will probably say the same thing. Janet, by the way, is a wonderful art teacher. If you absolutely want to learn art, just go to Janet. That's fantastic, right? She has courses and
Yes.
programs. It does it online. That's fantastic. Any person, both, is brilliant. But I'm sure Janet will say the same thing to her students, that feel some passion and then paint your passion, write your passion,
Yes.
sing your passion.
Yes.
Yes, right? Now,
Yes.
in writing, there's a truism, or at least an advice, that says write what you know, and this gets a bit mistaken. Yes, it's important, but we don't have to necessarily be feeling this ourselves. I'm writing what I know. I know that I know people who struggle with winter, and who struggle with impatience, and who struggle with dissatisfaction. And the winter is an expression of their internal life that's not where they want it to be, etc. Right? And so
Mm.
that this come. This is not necessarily my feeling, but I know it. I know it very well, because I can attune to others, and I have empathy and compassion, etc. Right? And when you're practicing ADU, which is awareness, discernment, and understanding, and then you apply it, of course, this enables you to tap into the feelings and thoughts and ideas of others. Don't have to be your own. And many poets do this. We tend to assume that when a poet writes about something, this is how they feel. Bina is fantastic at this, right? She writes in depth, and you assume this is totally Bina. No, Bina is writing about something that she understands, she has insight to. Yes, right, Bina?
Yes.
Okay. But the deeper point, though, is when it comes to art, any kind of art, and Janet, if you're still here, which I hope you are, please comment on this and share, because I'm assuming that this is something that you understand as well. When it comes to art, what is important? The intent is about communicating feeling, passion of some kind, right? Now, passion is very strong. Feeling can come in many different ways, right? So passion is a strong word, but at least you want to have some kind of emotionality, feeling, and you're putting this into your art. And art is the communication of that energy of whatever nature, whether positive, it doesn't matter. You are communicating an energy. And when you have that, this is what you feel in the art. Yeah. Take Vincent van Gogh, to pronounce it accurately, right? Right. But anyway, Van Gogh, yes, to Americanize it. To take Van Gogh. Why is Van Gogh one of the absolute tops? You got to read Van Gogh's story. And Irving Stone wrote a biography on him that is unbelievably brilliant. Yeah? Now go and look that up. I'm trying to remember what the title is. Because he wrote about Michelangelo as well, which was also fantastic. Nonetheless, when you understand Van Gogh's life, Vincent's life, this guy lived with passion coming out of every pore of him. He was like overly passionate about everything. He felt with an incredible intensity, which is one of the reasons that the cutting off of the ear thing, right, was feeling in such profoundly deep ways. He spent time in Belgium with very poor people, right? And he lived amongst them as a missionary. Yeah, and they to in that community, he was so profound. He was so awesome in his caring. He was like a second Christ. They called him. Yeah, and
Oh,
he's painting the potato eaters is from that time. And again, my point is that when you understand Van Gogh as being this incredibly passionate person, this is an understanding of why his art is appreciated, because people feel that through the painting. It's not about technical things. Brilliant. I hope Norma's here. Some message from Norma there. So brilliant. Right. Okay. Good. 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 Okay. 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 Brilliant. Brilliant. So I hope you're watching. I hope you're watching, Norma. That's fantastic. Hello. Cheerio. Cheerio. So I think Cheerio is goodbye normally. So or maybe Norma's going to watch later. I don't know. But either way, either way. All right, good, good. As long as you know the link and it's there, and we want you here, and we love you, and that's just awesome. So very good. I'm sorry
yes.
to digress a little bit. My point is about passion, yes, and feeling. Now you don't have to go to the extremes of Van Gogh, of course, but it doesn't matter. If you are wanting to do anything artistic, first find something that you care about. That's it. And then simply write, draw, art, sing, create, build the building that you care about. Doesn't matter. Whatever you do. Yes. Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged, oh, sorry, The Fountainhead, right? The first book. It's about an architect. He was very passionate about designing buildings that made sense. They weren't necessarily aesthetically pleasing, but they made sense and people loved them. Again, passion, right? That was the key. It's always the key. When you look at anything that people do in life that matters, that makes a difference, that gives them pleasure, gives them joy, it's all about them doing something that matters to them, that they care about, right? That's the important point. And art is the communication of what matters to you, the energy of importance. Yeah? This is very important to understand. So, Janet, I hope you hear this, and I'm keen to hear your comments on this. Likely, Janet's not here anymore because people have things to do, and I doubt if Janet has that much free time, a big block like this. So, but just the fact that she was here for a little while, this is fantastic, and got to hear the entire song. So that was good. All right. Furthermore, now when we are looking at this passion, so I wanted to make the comment on just this first line, at least these two words here, come, come, and almost really. Again, you can hear the grumbliness, right? Come, come, and impatience and a bit of irritation, and the spoiltness a little bit, like almost really, seriously, don't be messing with me. But you remonstrating is the word against nature, which kind of a bit silly, right? But yeah, the poem shifts completely. Wouldn't you say, Bina, that this next line is a bit incongruous in a sense, no?
Yes.
It's like just falls out of the blue. Like, okay, spring, spring, waiting nearly, come, come, almost really. All right, this has got a logical flow to it. Am I? Will I? Should I? Where does
Yes.
this come from now all of a sudden? Right? And also, it really should have a full stop there, actually, not a comma. But it doesn't have a question mark, right? It's just a statement. Am I? Will I? Should I? Yes,
Yes.
there's a sort of implied questioning, but it's not being asked as a question. It's just kind of coming out, right? Now suddenly the poem is shifting, and there's a jump in logic. This is very important, right, Veena? Do poems need to follow
Yes.
typical logical flow?
No.
No, no, no,
No.
no. And some people will say, maybe the greater or a large percentage of 50% of our population will say this doesn't have to apply in life in general in any conversation, and the other half will say no, no, oh, you have to always be logical and sensible, right? So it doesn't always have to, and we struggle with this because this is a should that we get in society, and but poetry and songwriting, absolutely not. It's one of the joys and the magics of poetry where we make these jumps. And the poet is asking you to fill in and make the connection. It's stretching you, in other words. It's very key. This is very key in terms of the moreness, the magic of poetry and lyrics. Yes, that you're being asked to stretch. So right here, we are
Yes.
getting this. Am I? Will I? Should I? Oh, immediately the poem is telling you there's going to be some inner soul searching involved. Yes,
Yep.
right in that line there. Yes, and also it implies the am I, will I, should I, that this is soul searching that doesn't necessarily have a direction or a goal or is very clear. It's a bit nebulous, right? It's a bit vague, right? Undefined. Yeah, letting you know, which is I'm tapping in. I'm using my powers of attunement, which is absolutely crucial. Clarity of intent. You know what you're writing about. I'm writing about discontent. Am I writing about discontent about with winter?
No.
Yes, not really. Yes, on the surface, I'm actually very literally writing about maybe somebody sitting at the window, like some friends I know that don't like winter, and they have this vibe, right? But their discontent is deeper than that. They are discontent with life in general, even though on the surface, and when you meet them, they're happy enough, but there's still a deeper layer of discontent. Yes, which is unfortunately a bit of a default in life. We sort of thought that being discontent is something that's sort of normal. No, and you should feel discontent. Nonsense, absolute nonsense. This is people who haven't gotten their own life sorted and know they're not making the effort to get it sorted and now have to defend it. And they say, well, that's just normal. That's how they defend their nonsense. And this is a very terrible habit that happens all too often. And we have to be very, very cautious about this because we take that on as good people. Well, this is what you should do. As a good person, you try and do should. And now you're doing nonsense shoulds because you're a good person. No, horrible, 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 horrible. Don't do that. Don't do that. Nonetheless, to get back to our poem, yes, we are looking at this. And since the focus, I want to focus a little bit on the creativity part. Understand that you do not need to be logical. You can make these jumps. And it's important to make them. Yes? Right, Bina?
Hmm. Yes.
Okay. When
Yes.
you're aware of this consciously, you can override your innate tendency to try and be logical and flow. No, these jumps are very potent in poetry and lyrics. Yes, they are. This is what makes them poetic. It's the moreness are the jumps to a large extent. Yes, I mean you can have story poems that's just telling a story, and then you've got to be careful with your jumps, right? You don't want to lose your reader. You can't leave out too much, but you have to jump in some way because you can't say every little detail. The song and the poem will be too long, right? So you are looking to take something and condense it into a limited time period. Yes, you've got some very long poems, but and you got long songs, like this is a longer song than usual, but there's a limit to how long you can go, right? So right here, we now get into the meat of it. Why this constant inner aching? What, oh, what stirs my inner making? Now, a couple of points here. What jumps out to you in this, Mina?
This is something when you said before, am I, will I, should I? And then it was, there was a question about like, why? So for me, it is,
Wow.
mm, though they are not directly connected, but it's still they are connected.
Correct.
So when someone just say that, okay, am I, will I, should I? And then like, can I really ask these questions? Do I have this right, this innate power to question that?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then it was that was a question like, okay, why this constant? Because it's a kind of like a, disagreement with the with the, with the natural um, calamities, or what is the term for that, that you don't want to accept that things can
Correct.
be
Correct.
better,
Correct.
why we have that.
Correct. Correct.
And of course, like, go into detail into moreness, that okay, if it is there, then it must have some purpose,
It's the
some reason.
implications also, right?
Yes.
Right. So we're looking at the implications of the statement. Now, what from a technical point of view, from a songwriting or writing point of view, what jumps out to you about those two lines? What makes a difference to a normal write? I mean, you could write it differently, no? The same sentence.
Yes.
Talking
Yes.
about the repetition.
Yes.
You so used to hearing epistrophe from me because I do regard myself as an
Yes.
epistrophic a poet.
Yes.
Now, epistrophic is not some variation of catastrophic or the inverse of catastrophic. No, epistrophe is the deliberate usage of repetition for
Yes.
emphasis, for cadence, for rhythm, but where repetition is being used positively. In prose writing, you want to avoid especially close repeats. It becomes tiring. In poetry and in lyrics especially, this is a whole different deal. It's very hard to not use epistrophe in songwriting, at least for me. Yeah. But here we have why. I mean, this could have been why this constant inner aching, or it could have been why this constant inner aching. What stirs my inner making? That works too. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. It
But
can.
is it as potent?
No.
Not even close. Not
Yep.
even close. If I say why this constant inner aching, I'm like just musing. Yeah, I may be like, oh, why this constant inner aching? Like, what's this all about? But if I say why? First of all, I'm really wanting to know the why. Why is sharing, and by implication, typically, this is communicating earnestness. I've taken the emotion and I've ramped it up, right?
Hmm.
Now this person, why? They really want to know. This is important to them, right? And this constant, you say that isn't that redundant? Isn't that just like about to say constant? This constant, it's all the time that you've got something that's going on all the time.
Yes.
Ah, man, this is like really serious. Yes.
Yes.
You see, so the constant on the surface, it's like it's redundant. No, not actually. When you really think about it, there's a difference between a constant inner aching and a constant inner aching. It's a very different thing, right? It's extra,
Yes.
it's more. And now we're saying, what? Oh, what? Again, the earnestness. What? Oh, what? When we say what stirs my inner making, I just want to know. But what? Oh, what? We say just those three words in that way. What? Oh, what could you possibly mean? Right? Again, we really are wanting to know. There's a confusion, above, a lack of understanding that's troubling, that is implied by that, right? And what stirs my inner making. So now there's another implication here. We've got the inner aching, but what stirs my inner making? It's combined with this. In other words, there's a process going on of development, evolution, What's stirring this? What's going on? Yeah.
Yes.
We feel the speaker. We feel the speakers intuiting something,
Yes.
right? They don't quite understand what's working, but they somehow intuiting it. They're somehow feeling it, right? The stirs that something is stirring their inner aching, yeah, and it's being prompted by this discontent with the winter. Yes, now is the winter of our discontent, said Shakespeare, famously. Yes. Uh, and I think, I very seldom can quote, and I'm not a great fan of doing quoting like this because people do it just to show off. But I think this was from Richard III. Anyway, it's just a very famous line, and it's just very well written, right? Because to say now is the winter of, and it's applicable here, which is why I'm bringing it up. To say now is our discontent. No, when you're in the winter of your discontent, you're in the very bad phase of your discontent, right? This is like it's saying you're in the depths of discontent. It's worse than regular discontent, the winter of your discontent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very, very powerful. And this is the similar point here, right? It's not just
Yes.
that the person in the poem, the speaker, is struggling with the seasons. Obviously, they're struggling with their inner winter, right? They're in the winter of their discontent, right? Very, very
Yes.
important. So now we get, thought, think, mutter, fumble, rumble, rumble, foolish, grumble. Again, you want the rhyming, you want to keep your cadence going. Understand cadence and meter, metre, right? Not the unit of measurement, but it is the little chunks of how, where like if you're looking at karaoke, where the little bouncing dot goes, you can't have
Yes.
it make a long jump and then a short jump unless that's meant to be, right? It's got
Yes.
to be a continuity. Yes. So why this constant inner aching? What stirs my inner making? Thought, think, mutter, fumble. The rhythm is changing. Rumble, rumble, foolish, grumble, right? This you can also do. You do not have to keep your couplet. This is what these are called, right? And this is a rhyming couplet, two lines, in other words, a couple, right? You don't have to keep the same exact meter and cadence of the cadence, yes, but not the meter, right? You can, this one's a little shorter, this one's longer, right? And so this is important, but still it works. And I'm slowing it down a little bit. Why this constant inner aching? What stirs my inner making? Thought, think, mutter, fumble, rumble, rumble, foolish, grumble. It's like the wave breaks and then it pulls back off the shore. Yes,
Yes.
you feel that in this, right? The first
Yes.
the first
Yes.
two lines of the wave breaking, and then the thought, think, mutter, fumble. Now we have a chorus. Now we have a chorus right away. Actually, very, 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 very soon after. Yes.
Yes.
And in the original evolution, I just had cold, cold, you have no hold at this point in this, right? Actually, it was actually a bit later even, and I brought it forward. But in this particular case, the chorus is very, very powerful, right? It says, more, be so bold. Right away, we jumping. And when you hear it being sung, you recognize it as a chorus. Right? So we also have to understand that the listener has an ear that's been trained, especially in music. You've been trained to understand that your chorus isn't following the flow of the story. It jumps out of the story, right? Of the poem, right? Because we can look, thought, think, mutter, fumble, rumble, rumble, foolish, grumble, go, go, horrid winter. That's flowing. The chorus is additional in there, correct? It's
Yes.
it's extra, and that's what a chorus does. It jumps you out of the story's flow, and it's connecting you to the greater picture, the moreness, the ineffable, the beginners, right? So more, be
Yes.
so bold doesn't have anything to do with thought, think, matter, fumble, right? But it's
Yes.
sharing the underlying sentiment, which now is reinforced by the very next line here. Cold, cold, you have no hold. And now we get to Janet and Venus uplifting. Bold,
Yes.
bold, break the mold. Right away, yeah, we have the upliftingness. So far, this first part, this is all very negative and depressing almost even. Yes, inner aching, constant inner aching. Oh my goodness, what stirs my inner making? What? I don't know. I'm stressed. I'm bothered. This is depressing stuff. Yes.
Yes.
Waiting for spring, it's not coming, and am I? Will I? Should I? I'm lost. I don't know what. This is all depressing. Yeah, discontent. Yeah, but yeah, more. Be so bold. This is an appeal. Yes, cold, you have no
Yes.
hold. Bold, break the mold. Say, even though more, be so bold. This is a request for mourners to come. Cold, this is a refusal. This is adamance to saying, nope, you have no hold. I'm not going to give in to your nonsense. Bold, me, be bold, break the mold. Break the mold of the typical reacting to a winter and winter's negative and the inner aching and all of this typicalness, right? No, bold, break the mold. Jump out of conventionality. Very, very uplifting. Yes? Now we get back to our story. So this is very important to understand about choruses or refrains if it's in poetry, that they are jumping you to a huger, bigger, deeper. Right. This is now the chorus connects you to the intent of the poem. The poem itself is the story of the poem. Right. So the chorus is connecting you to the intent of the poem. Bina?
Yes.
Okay. And of course, you also want, from a technical point of view, you want your chorus to be catchy and singable. It's got to be more, be so bold, cold, you have no hold, bold, break the hold. It's very singable, right? It's like we understand choruses, they automatic, they built into our DNA because, by the way, singing and storytelling, it's very deep in our brain. Our brain is actually hardwired for story. Literally, you have a hardware specialization to deal with story. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
Why? Because
Yes.
this is how, before writing, uh, all of the knowledge was passed on through storytelling and sharing. And rhyming was a mnemonic device to help you remember the things that were important for civilization, for your society, right? That you had to know.
Mm.
Very important. So it's a big deal. So when we understand this, right, and the catchiness, the importance of choruses, very important. So you have a chorus that is chorusified. In some
Yes.
ways, we are looking in much of our art. You want to stretch the rules, and sometimes you want to follow the rules, but you have to know when and when not to. And this is part of being skilled in your task. And
Mm.
again, I'm not saying always follow the exact conventionality because that's break the mold, but be aware of when the mold serves your purpose, right? Don't just shatter the mold just because you can. No, break the mold because it's needed, not because you're just doing so to be different and just for the sake of doing it. No. Right? So I use it as appropriate. Always as appropriate. But typically, breaking the mold is very appropriate. All right. So now we get back to our story. Go, horrid winter. Now it's very clear, right? This is it. I'm saying it very deeply. Now we're getting to the discontent. But suddenly there's a question. It's like chance to seek our hidden hinter. So hinter comes from hinterland. What is the hinterland? By implication, obviously, some deep, remote, faraway place. Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I mean, that's what it literally means, the hinterland, right? Back in the day, the hinterland was like way back in the middle of Africa or Australia or somewhere, right? Or in America, where nobody went there and it was like very deep and inaccessible and remote, right? And by implication, not all that friendly either, because there's no civilization there, as it were. But it says, go, horrid winter. Suddenly, there's this question: chance to seek our hidden hinter. Oh, oh. Aren't the implications really profound, Bina? Isn't this an incredible shift of perspective right there immediately?
Yes.
Capital P
Yes.
perspective shifting, which is absolutely crucial to wave impeccability, one of the key tools.
Yes.
Thinking things through
Yes.
to the end and perspective shifting to multiple perspectives, which is why I like the many layers, right? So now we're saying, wow, suddenly the thinker, the speaker the person singing here, and they are now all of a sudden they are like making a jump here. Uh, Instead of being all depressed by the horrid winter, they're asking, yeah, but maybe there's value to it. In other words, yes, right,
Yes.
Bina?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Yes. Yes.
This is really profound because we don't always think of winter as being an opportunity, right? And not only in the literal winter, because you indoors and you've time for reading and research and study. This is ideal, right? Because you can't be. This is a time where it's like time to take you inside. It's nature's way of saying, hey, you've got to also pay attention to the inner world. Winter's the time to do that, is it not? Or a good time, well, all year round, but especially winter. It's like really pressing you to do that in a way. Yeah. Chance. I mean, it's not just a chance; it's more than a chance. It's like almost sort of, well, this is the time to do it now. But okay, it at least it's giving you a little bit of a like it's pulling you slowly out of the deep hole that you're in, right? When it says chance to seek our hidden inter, it's not telling you directly. It's not wanting to push you. It's just like gently giving you an oh yeah, maybe, and then you kind of ease out of it because we don't like to be pushed out of things, right? Especially when you're stuck and entrenched. You know, come out kind of gently, right? And you want to feel like taking yourself out, not that you're being pushed out or that you have to go out, like being told to go out. We resist being told. But now we have this, you say, best left unseen. Lol, yes, maybe never been. So now we have a bit of humor in here, yes? I mean, the lightening the mood a little bit, right? Because chance to seek
Mm.
our hidden hinter, okay, it's a little bit naughty in a sense, right? In a sort of a rudish way to say, okay, this is your, I don't know, your personal hinter, and like, well, hey, I don't want to be seeing your personal hinter. Like, leave that, TMO, right? Or TMI, too much information, right? It's like, so you say best left unseen. Yes, your personal hidden hinter, please leave it unseen. I don't want to be seeing your hinter. Thank you very much, right? So, lol, yes, maybe never seen. A little bit of fun, a little bit of humor, right? But it's not definitely never seen. It's maybe because all right, when we're talking about it in a very literal, physical sense, a little bit of scatological humor. All right, it's definitely all right. But when we are talking about our hidden inter in a psychological sense of way, in a spiritual way, that discontent, it's maybe never been right. Best left unseen. Lol, yes, maybe never been. So now there's an implication that you might think there's a hidden inter, but it's actually not there. It's just an idea that you believe is there, but it's not actually there. Very complex in just that one little sentence. There's a lots of complexity here, right? And we must not assume that your poet, your songwriter, is not deliberately so sophisticated. They are. They absolutely are. Even if they're not consciously so, they intuitively are so, and they mean it to be so. Their intent is to be so. I hear it in Venus poetry. I tend to do it a bit more consciously than Bina. Bina does it more intuitively, but the layers are there. And when asked, did you mean this? Oh, yes, absolutely. Right? Did you consciously think to say it? No, it just came because the meaning is there. The intent is there. That's why the intent is crucial. The intent is crucial. The intent is crucial. Cannot emphasize this enough, right? But when we say this, lol, yes, maybe never been, right? We are saying the whole thing is kind of a bit of a hoax in a way. This content, right? The inner aching, right?
Mm. Mm.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about here. Maybe never been, but now it shifts again. So this year now, obviously, it's the person kind of their deeper self, their moner self, whatever, right? Because it's not really a conversation between them and a friend. Because if it was a friend, then it would be in inverted commas, right? Although in poems you could, all right, maybe it's sort of a friend they're talking to, but likely this is themselves, the inner dialogue, right? And it says, like this season serves its part. We need to have winter. We cannot just have summer all the time. There's a logic to it, right? There's a rationality to it. It has a role to play. Now, maybe you could say, no, technically, when you grow stuff indoors, there's no seasons, right? In a hothouse with the lights and everything. Yes, technically, we don't need to have a winter. But psychologically, because if we had summer all the time, we'd never be forced to pay attention to our hidden hinter, right? It was to do inner reflection and soul searching, because we're always busy running around in summer doing summer stuff, right? So psychologically, though, knowing people will default to doing the fun things and not do the things that take a little bit of effort, right? And they sort of need to be, they don't automatically do of their own accord. They need a bit of assistance there. This is where winter comes in. So when we understand that the seasons psychologically, spiritually, are serving their part, oh, wow, isn't this a huge deal? The universe is setting things up in a way, or God, or Allah, or Krishna, or whoever you want to believe in, right? Doesn't matter. Creator, source, whatever. Yeah. Now, there's an implication that life, the world, the way things work, the system that we're in, has got a functional design to it that actually is there purposefully. Isn't that a huge, huge idea? Just this last little serves its part.
Hmm.
What do you think, Bina? Isn't that huge? Is to me.
Yes. Yes.
Is to me, because
Yes.
this is part of the Mourners Project and Mourners culture. In Mourners culture, life does make sense. Capital M, capital S makes sense. Right? Mourners culture has figured out how life makes sense. This is one of the ways life makes sense. The seasons serve their part. There's a greater mourners to the season. It's not just because of the way the earth rotates and the earth is at a bit of a tilt, and so you don't have a uniform thing. It spreads the sunlight, and you get more, you get less, and you get in between. Uh, there's more to it. There's more to it than a mere technical reason. Yes. In other words, you could
Hmm.
think of as when the solar system came into being, and okay, people going to be here. Let's just tilt it just that little bit. And that tilt makes all the difference. Why? Because it creates seasons and they are valuable. There's a moreness to seasons. Wow. This isn't just about growing crops and stuff like that. Yeah? No. There's a moreness spiritually. This is profound, is it not, Bina?
Yes. Absolutely.
So now we go to the next year, which is taking up this theme a little bit, right? We've opened the door. Embedded deep in loving heart. The key as is again, emphasis, epistrophe for emphasis. The key as is a reflective time, a path of purpose, and I must shine. Let's just get onto that. The key. First of all, we've got deep in our loving heart. We've got a key. Wow, really? I didn't know I had any key in my heart. Well, all right, my heart's not all that loving, so yeah, okay, maybe that's why. If you disgruntled and discontent, typically it's because you kind of miserable with the world, you're blaming the world, you're blaming yourself, you're involved in self-pity, blah, blah, blah. Right? When there's blame and regret and all this stuff, shame, all this stuff, that's not a loving heart, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Not.
So embedded deep in loving heart, you've got to get to that part of your heart that is loving, and to get to those parts where the core programming, as it were, the core root essentials that are there for you to utilize, right, is the key. So the key as is reflective time. So the key now we have to this as is reflective time. This is we're making a little digression and we're going to come back. So the key is a path of purpose, right? When we take this out,
Yes.
right? Just the way grammar is,
Yes.
this is a little aside, but the actual key is a path of purpose. So embedded deep in loving heart is a path of purpose. In other words, that's what that stanza is saying, correct?
Yes.
This is quite a profound statement. Yeah. I mean, this is a sharing
Yes.
of understanding how the world works from the poem. We must not confuse this with necessarily believing that the poet themselves believe this. They may or may not. In this case, the poet does. And I can speak, but we have to be careful of assuming this, because many times poets will share things that they don't personally believe, right? Like in this case. But this is a profound idea, yes, that deep in your loving heart, there's a path of purpose. Not purpose, a path of purpose. It's two different things. Yes?
Hmm.
Not purpose, a path of purpose. Very interesting, right? This should actually be a capital P. Yeah. You've never done editing. You've never done editing. Yeah. Uh, uh, but when you think about this, right? We have this conventionality, the mold that says, "Oh, find your purpose," and people struggle with this, and then they find purpose, and they achieve the purpose, and then now what? And then they get lost, and they really can get depressed a bit, right? And midlife crisis. The purpose was to make a good living and get your children sorted and everything, and now the children are finished. They've finished with university, whatever. You get midlife crisis because they have no purpose anymore. But if you have a path of purpose, it doesn't really matter. Following the path is the purpose. Yeah, and the path goes on forever, so you always have purpose. Yeah, makes sense,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Huge. It's huge. Very simple, but very, very, very profound. And this is what I wish to communicate. When we learn to capital H here, which is again part of Mona's culture, right? It's got like one of the programs is Way of Impeccability, another one is capital H hearing, and the other one is the psychology of the superiority paradigm. And then you've got nobleness. Right? All of these components, they are important. And again, we need to learn to capital H here to be able to see the layers. Because if we don't, we miss out so much on life. Right? And right there, the ability to hear the difference between purpose and path of purpose is huge, 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 huge. But now, our communicator here, our singer in this case, isn't done with us. It wants to add on an extra layering of sprinkles on our banana split, right?
Hmm.
We're getting extra, we're getting bonus. Yes. It says
Yes.
not only is it telling you there's something in your loving heart, not your regular heart, your loving heart, your mourner's heart, in other words, right? This key as is reflective time. What a profound word combination here, concept. Yes. Oh. So a path of purpose is a key, and reflective time is also a key, right? It's telling you you've got two keys here now. One of the keys is a reflective time, not time to reflect,
Hmm.
little difference, but time itself is reflective.
Hmm.
Oh man, this is like we could do an entire live just on this concept of reflective time. Lots of complexity involved. The understanding that time is not actually linear. When you go into the science of it, the physics of it, right? It all exists simultaneously. We just kind of flatten it out and make it linear for convenience. But technically, past, present, future, all in the moment. Right? There's only the singularity. There is no such thing. Right? But and when you think of it this way now, wow. Okay. So now when I look at past and future, they are there. They're reflecting me back to me in some way. Yeah?
Hmm.
And time now has a reflective nature. Right? It's bouncing because we're experiencing all of it, but we spread it out. But that's that reflective time coming back at us. Very profound. Anyway, again, this is a huge topic. Just the idea, though, is to say time bouncing things back at you. Why? So you can learn, obviously. So you can raise your awareness, you can understand. Yeah.
Yes.
Point and purpose of everything. There's a communication here that is very profound. This is Mona's culture. This is how things make sense in Mona's culture. Is that the point and purpose of the universe, life, everything, the world, everything, is to enhance and develop awareness. And however you may want to say that, grow awareness, cultivate awareness, encourage awareness, prompt awareness, stimulate awareness, because you cannot make awareness. It has to come about by its own self, right? So reflective time is one of those mechanisms that assists in the enhancement and development of awareness, part of how the world works, how it makes sense. Yeah? I want to come to the last line, right? Mina, isn't this a big line for you?
Yes.
When you hear this, right? Embedded deep in loving heart, the key as is reflective time, a path of purpose I now must. What does your brain fill in
Uh,
typically?
sh- I'm not going
No,
to say anything other than that because
no,
this
no,
is
no.
just
But I mean, if you didn't know it was going to be shine, if you're listening to it for the very first time, what does your brain automatically fill in? I now must. What's the rhyme with time and a path? What would be the natural word in there? Ah, you know, help you climb.
hmm.
Isn't that typically what you'd expect to hear?
Yes.
Right? I mean, just as a kind of a cliche, right? I've got a path of purpose that I now must climb. Why shine and not climb?
Yes.
I'm asking.
I don't know.
Climb would work, would it not?
Yes.
But it's a different thing. Yes, it would work, and it's used very often. But climb implies struggle and stress,
Ah.
right?
Yes.
Shine is something else entirely. It's saying, wait a second. I'm already on this path of purpose, and a path of purpose. Climb implies it's something difficult and stressful, which is again what our mold is telling us. No,
Yes.
sorry, this is a false idea. Some people, because they have other agendas, self-importance agendas, for them it's thing. Ah, Norma says you couldn't get through. Just click on the link, Norma. Ah, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, just click on the link. Okay. I can't really chat, Norma. Sorry, but I'll take a little bit time for you. A little digression because you're important. All right. So this to say to shine it means I've got something here that can shine. First of all, by implication, right?
Yes.
And if it can shine, something that's shiny is good and wonderful and joyful. It's not a path climb. It's this difficult upward windy path, right? No, that's stressful. Shine is something that's wonderful. It's positive. It's harmonious. Yeah. But to say I must shine it, oh, you know what? I've kind of neglected this and I haven't been aware of it. And so it's gotten a bit dusty and rusty and I must shine it. Yes? Gotten a bit grubby.
Yes.
So this is neglect is the issue. But you've got something precious that's there deep in your loving heart. It's a key. It's a key. Yes, it's a key to the question of why this inner aching, what stirs my inner making. Yes, and the chance to seek our hidden hinter. In other words, it's a key to getting to our moreness. I just have to shine it. I just have to polish it a bit. And if you take it in a bigger context, this is polishing your connecting link with spirit. Yes, that's your path of purpose. The enhancement, development of awareness. I just got to shine that, and then everything's going to be wonderful. So now we come to the next stanza here, right? Warm, cozy, comfort heat. We now with our person more literally, right? Where they were
Yes.
go horrid winter. Yeah, they might be, looking out the window, for instance, and seeing the cold, the gloom outside, and like, I might go away. But yet they're still inside, right? Okay, now they're focusing on the cozy, warm, cozy, comfort heat, like with a fireplace or whatever, right? Sitting next to the heater, whatever, right? My world, my focus, oh my treat. Now they're all happy and yes, okay, they getting into the spirit of the positive side of winter, the coziness, right, and the warmth and the thing, right. My world, my focus, oh my treat. In the little, just imagine them in this little living room with a fire going and like, okay, and they're all happy in a little bubble. Do you see where this is going right away when I say the word bubble?
Yes.
Does the universe care for bubbles?
Nope.
No, 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 no. So when you're too much into a bubble, what's going to happen? The universe is going to come along and pop it. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
Right. I mean, they have their value, but don't right away. My world, my focus, oh my treat. This is over immersion into the cozy and the comfort, which, as we know, when people get too focused on being cozy, it leads to bad ends, right? Because they get into that bubble and they just get disconnected from the greater reality, and it comes back and bites them every time. Yes.
Yes.
Right. So the singer here, their inner side, which is obviously talking to them, which is why the poem, and it's bringing them a moreness because, and they're listening to it for a change. People have this, but they don't listen. But in our case, the singer is listening. So their inner side immediately comes to them and says, "Where's my mind? Where's my soul?" Now, come on, seriously. I was just busy enjoying my comfort and my cozy, my tree. And now you come and lay these big, heavy questions on. Where's my mind? Where's my soul? Seriously, like, really, can't you just let me enjoy the fire for a little bit? Yeah. No, this is stuff that can't wait. This is important. If you'd been paying attention to it all your life, then you wouldn't have this where you now, you've been avoiding the coziness and the comfort is not a matter of enjoyment. It's a matter of indulging and avoidance. No, not appropriate, right? And also you behind. You behind. That's why you have the constant inner aching. Because you're behind. You haven't been doing this all your life. So now don't be complaining when you get this, where's my mind, where's my soul? This is time to be answering this, paying attention to this, right? And the question is, what I'm missing to heal me whole. What is notable in this particular line, Bina? Fun?
What I'm missing to heal me whole.
Yes. Fun part, a little extra that isn't obvious to to everyone, not necessarily, unless they know the two of us. Janet may pick up on it.
No, I'm not picking up. Okay. Yes.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. The two of us, I'm giving you all the clues. Like I said, Janet may pick up on it because she knows both of us, right? What is the extra that somebody who doesn't know the two of us won't necessarily notice or pick up on?
I'm not picking it up. Sorry.
How would I say the sentence?
What am I missing?
Yes. And why does Bina say it?
What I am missing.
What I'm missing, right? So it's a little homage to Bina, yeah, because that's how Bina says, right? It's a typical way of expressing. She doesn't say, "What am I missing?" She says, What I'm missing." Right? Not what am I? No, what I'm missing. Right? This is a Binasm. A Binasm. That's what it's called, right? People have their habits of expression, and it's very endearing. It's very cute, and we love her for it. And it's just a Bina thing. It's wonderful, right? So I put this in there for multiple reasons. One, because I like to give it's like giving a little shout out to Bina because Bina's very big part of my life, and we share a lot of learning and growing together, and a lot of stimulus and a lot of moreness that's coming from Bina. So okay, it's appreciation and also a bit of joy, but also it is because the cadence demands it. Right? Where's my mind? Where's my soul? What am I missing to heal me all? Nah, come on, man. This is sticky. This is like a bit clumsy, right? To say, what am I missing to heal me whole? It breaks the cadence, right?
Yeah.
What I'm missing to heal me whole.
Yes.
You need to get over the what I'm missing part to get to the heal me whole part. That's the rhyme. And so you have to have it there, but you can't have it be too long and too many syllables, right? What am I missing adds in that extra syllable, too long, right? What I'm takes am I and makes it into one syllable. So it's appropriate, right? So very big kill there. But also this whole point here. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. So Norma didn't want to come right now. No worries, Norma. Next time. You can watch it later in total. You don't have to do it now. So this what I'm missing to heal me whole. Now the person is answering the right. Where's my mind? Where's my soul? They're talking to themselves still, and they're asking the right question. Yes, what I'm missing to heal me whole. They realize that they need healing. This is very crucial. Yes, and to heal me whole. Again, not to be perfect, but to be whole. They realize they're missing parts of themselves. They're not fully connected to all of themselves. Right? Make sense, Ina? By implication?
Yes.
Lots of layeredness.
Yes.
Now we've got something that you could say it's a bit of a syllism. We had a beanism, and we got a bit of a syllism. This, just out of the blue, we've got this, it's a directive. So think of this as being a stage play. And you've got your well, or like maybe an opera, right? Or a musical. A musical probably be better. And you've got your singers on stage, and you've got the director standing in off stage in the curtains off to the side, right? And and when they get to the spot, the director says, knocking, right? Kind of not a full whisper, but or just maybe under their voice to hear, like if they're a little bit further out there. I don't want to shout it so that the audience is going to hear. I'm saying it just to them, right? I'm cueing them, and I can't say a whole long sentence to get them to get this the mood, the vibe, an attitude, a spirit, an intent. Right? I'm changing. I'm shifting it now. Right? So now, so as a director, I'm trying to get my actors into this shifting of this, right? From where they were at to now. I'm saying knocking, right? But I'm saying it knocking. Like I'm not saying it loud enough for the audience. It's just for them, right? It's a directive. And this is very huge because now suddenly when it's difficult in the singing to get this to be sung correctly. I struggled, and I don't even know if it's in the song correctly. Sometimes it is, sometimes it is, depending on the version. I really struggle to get this to be sung properly. It's tricky. It's tricky. But nonetheless, right, when we understand it now, looking at it, and now suddenly we're knocking on the door, right? By what am I missing to heal me whole? We've shifted now into the singer knocking on Spirit's door, knocking on Monis's door, knocking on God's door, Allah's door, whoever's door, right? Doesn't matter. You're knocking. You want to know what's going on, right? This is the start of the spiritual journey, knocking. Very important, yes?
Yes.
If you
Yes.
do not knock, if you do not knock as part of your spiritual journey on your path of purpose, you're not going to have the doors open for you. You got to knock. Yes?
Yes.
Because when it comes to awareness, it cannot be forced. You have to ask. It's very key. Yeah. Because of forcing awareness is programming. And then you cancel the awareness. You now end up with a robot, essentially. You end up with a program. It's not real. It's not alive. It has to come from inside. And also from an ethical point of view, you if somebody asks me, ethically I can share what I know. Right? I may even give advice if they ask for advice, but I'm still going to be careful on that because people might think what they want and what they think they want and what's actually good for them, not the same thing. So I'll just share either way, right? Cover my angles. But if they aren't open to being shared, I'm forcing. So they have to knock. They have to ask. You know, absolutely crucial. Absolutely crucial. It's very important to understand this. Very important to understand this. So now we come to the chorus again. But we have a different chorus here. Now I'm introducing something that again is kind of me. Maybe others do it. I don't know, but I'm not aware if they do it. I try to stay in my own bubble. By the way, I'm a bit not a bit. I'm very leery of influence, unintended influence. So I don't really pay attention in this way to what others are doing because I don't want to know. Right. So I may be reinventing the wheel. That's fine by me. I'm very happy to do this because I like it, doing it on my own. Right. Yes, I'll take when it comes my way, when the universe brings me what I need. This is living by attunement. but I don't go seeking it because I don't want that unintentional influence. I like figuring it out for myself. Very important. So now we have got the chorus from before, but we've got a different line, and we're going to see that this first line here it's part of the chorus now, but we've got the chorus that doesn't repeat exactly. If we scroll down a little bit here, we'll see here, I can, I will, I must, I shall, but we've got the same format, but slightly different words, right? We've got a rhyme with shall, and the meaning is the same, but different, right? See, erase all till from gloom's locale, banish all misery from heart's corral. Same meaning, right? And same rhyme scheme, right? It's both rhyming with shall, but there's a variation. I personally like this, right? I mean, I could have made this the chorus every time to have erase all till from gloom's locale, but I like the change of it. And you'll see there's more of them, right? It changes. This is just my own personal joy to say, don't always do what you think you need to do, break the mold. And this is me breaking the mold very much in the chorus, right? I'm introducing the same chorus, but also I'm introducing a variable chorus, right? A little shift, a little tweak. I know, I like this. How about you, Bina? You like it too? Bina? I was asking.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? All right. So again, this, right? I can, I
Yes.
will, I must, I shall.
Yes.
What did we have in the beginning? Am I, will I, should I? They sort of related, but now it's a shift, right? Now we've got an earnest intent being expressed. I can. Oh, this is important, first of all, right? What I'm missing to Yumio. Okay, they acknowledging that they can do this. Whatever this is, they might not know exactly yet, but I can. They aren't saying, can I? No, they're saying I can. Right? Because the beginning was, can I, am I, will I, should I? By implication, can I?
ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ
What the?
ਵਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ
Oh, what is that?
ਦਾੜੀ ਤੋਂ ਮੁੱਛ ਤੋਂ ਪਰ ਉਹ ਤੂੰ ਅਫੋਰਡ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ
Cut, Bina. I don't know where the sound is coming
What
from. I
is
have no
this?
idea.
ਉਹ ਤੂੰ ਅਫੋਰਡ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ
What on earth is that?
What is this?
I have no idea. I thought maybe some video playing by you. I hear clicking.
Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar.
What on earth is going on? Oh, love you too. I love you too, Norma. Love you too. Love you too. I have no idea what this is. Oh, dang it.
Well, I have muted myself, but still it is happening. So
So it's some video that's decided to come on by me
Yes.
now again. Like, where is this? I don't even recognize what this could possibly be. Ah, dang habit, really. Has somebody joined
Sallallahu
our
alaihi
Zoom?
wasallam.
Rina? Can you look there? I mean, this sounds like somebody's accidentally joined our Zoom. I don't know how that could be. No, participants too.
but it's just two people. Yes, two participants.
When I muted myself, did it go away?
Sallallahu.
Rina?
No.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself and then listen if you hear it, because it's just like background sounds.
Okay.
Ya salam.
No, it's still there. You are muted now.
But I think it's from your
Ya
side.
Rasul.
Mute yourself. Is it? No, when you mute, it's still there. So it's coming from your side. It's a video.
Sound ban gaya.
background
हाँ
for
ना
you.
ਉਹ ਵੇਖ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ यार ट्रिपल्स आ रहे हैं पर कोई फायदा नहीं उठा रहा ट्रिपल्स का पता नहीं क्यों यार बुखारी साहब भी आज बुखारी साहब भी आज
Yeah. Oh. No.
कोई हाथ नहीं खड़ा वॉकिंग अप एंड डाउन हाँ आदि आज इससे कोई एक दो फनी पनिशमेंट्स करवा दे ट्रिपल्स में आज ना ज्यादा नहीं आती 10,000 कॉइन्स अपने भाई के नाम कर दे इतने दिनों बाद आया इतने तो बनते हैं। वेलकम भट्ट साहब, माशाल्लाह माशाल्लाह माशाल्लाह। 38 लेवल खुरम भट्ट साहब, बहुत बहुत ज्यादा मुबारक होए। ओके बुखारी साहब, ओके। वेलकम हो गया खुरम भट्ट साहब। कैसी है भाईजान, ठीक ठाक है?
It's stupid TikTok. So I was decided to start playing.
ਇੰਨਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੁੱਖ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਤੇ
Yeah. All right, hold on.
ਕਿਵੇਂ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਫਲਾਣੇ ਦਾ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਫਲਾਣੇ ਦਾ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਮਜਾਲ ਹੈ ਜੇ
38
ਤੈਨੂੰ
लेवल हो
ਕੋਈ
गया यार।
ਮਜਾਲ ਹੈ ਜੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਮਾਰ ਕੇ
Come
ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ
on,
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ
people,
ਕਿ
come
ਦੁੱਖ
on,
ਕਿਸ
come
ਚੀਜ਼
on,
ਦਾ
come
ਆਉਂਦਾ
on
ਯਾਰ
with your nonsense.
ਕੀ ਤੇਰੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਹੈ
Yeah, see,
ਤੇ
here's
ਤੂੰ
this
ਤੇਰੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ
nonsense.
ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ
Yeah. Like I put it on pause and it just starts playing of its own accord. Like, really? Now I'm getting notification sounds here. It's like everything is going crazy. I found it, Bina. You don't have to call me. I found it. I'll admit you. Ah, come on now. Wow. Suddenly everything going crazy, Bina. Suddenly everything going crazy. It was TikTok. It was some knucklehead on TikTok. It just started playing of its own accord. All right. Well, I'm glad we found that. All right. Sorry about that. It's like, dang, seriously, people. All right. Yeah.
Okay, sir, it's
Mysteries of the
already
universe.
late.
Okay.
Are we
All right.
going to continue or we'll do it tomorrow?
No, we'll have to continue tomorrow because I don't even think we're even halfway in the poem yet. So, all right. Anyway, so
Okay.
we've got lots more to share, and we'll do part two
Yes.
tomorrow. We'll do part two
Okay.
tomorrow.
So thank you so
Brilliant.
much, everyone, for
Brilliant.
joining us. Thank you so much, Janet.
Yes.
Love you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Norma. Okay, even
Yes.
though you were trying, but okay,
Yes.
next
Yes.
time maybe. Um, and everyone else who is going to watch us later recorded. Please do share your reviews on that because this is something very profound. Maybe even if this is not your favorite genre, it is something like okay, this is not your particular style, but it's not about the specifics. It's about the abstract understanding and awareness of how things okay works at least in this particular specific way, especially about poetry, and having that freedom there, having this liberty. It is going to give you so much freedom and also encouragement and the openness to start sharing that, to start exploring poetry in a more different way, and of course music also. As always, there is so much more will come, and we will continue tomorrow. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.
Yes. Yes. Bye bye, everybody. Bye bye. All right. And meeting for all. Brilliant. Oh, there's the end.